Hey everyone, happy Monday, good morning. Uh, as you can see, I'm a slightly different background. I'm using my desk backwards because the light is hitting my face and it's better lighting, otherwise I'm very, in shadow. You can also see my bike here. Yeah, nothing much beside that. Just tangenting, get y'all in the mood for Bible on Monday. So this week, or this Monday, I guess. There's different verses every day, so I'm not the only one here. My verse that I posted on Friday is Ezra chapter 8, verse 21 to 22. So last we left them, Ezra had noticed that there were no Levites with them. So we're just going to have a little bit, but basically he went to go find some Levites and priestly people, because it's important to have people that talk to God, because back then it wasn't the same level of relationship that we have with God through Jesus. Because of this can tie into this week that we're in now, since yesterday was Palm Sunday and now we're going into Good Friday, Easter, etc. If you look back on, I haven't even started reading it, but this is just a thing I thought of off the top of my head, so I figured why not. Back in the Old Testament times, back in this time, there is that need for specific people who are like of the order of priests, who are able to, and I was about learned how, but they're the ones that communicate with God on behalf of the rest of the people of Israel. And because of Jesus' sacrifice that's coming up on this Friday, or we celebrate it on this coming Friday, we now can all be those priestly people. There's either a verse or one of the songs that Daniel sang yesterday, or a verse that Pastor Wade referenced, that we are now like a kingdom of priests, a priesthood. So we've all kind of become that. So yeah, just kind of a little fun fact diversion there to tie in with the time that we're in this week. So the actual verse that we're doing today. So Ezra chapter 8, verse 21 to 22. So this is right after they found some priests, basically. Then I proclaimed, I being Ezra, I proclaimed a fast there at the river Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before our God to seek from him a safe journey for ourselves, our children, and all our goods. For I was ashamed to ask the king for a band of soldiers and horsemen to protect us against the enemy on our way, since we had told the king, the hand of our God is for good on all who seek him, and the power of his wrath is against all who forsake him. So, I thought this was kind of like a funny little thing that I think is very relatable in a sense. So basically, they're going to go through a kind of a treacherous area where there's robbers and different people. And, Ezra's been kind of talking up to King, I think it's Cyrus at this point. Don't quote me on that. That, the God that he worships, the God of Israel, that they're all going to Israel to worship this God more in the temple. He's like the God of everything. He has power, he has all these different things. So, if he's talking that up, he can't be like, can you also send soldiers with us to protect us? Because, what does that say? But I think it kind of is like I said, kind of a relatable point in that we are sometimes we're kind of always put on to give our worries and cares to God. Don't worry about tomorrow. And it's easy to say that, and we shouldn't worry about tomorrow in a sense. But we're not perfect. We're humans, and we can kind of come into that worry anyways. There's things in this world, there's uncertainties, there's so many things that we don't have control over, and that can cause us to worry. Health, money, the list is infinite, really, of things that can worry us and things that do worry us. But I think just an important thing to take away from this section in Ezra is that we have those worries, but we still need to trust God in just kind of in our steps. So, like, Ezra kind of had this worry in his mind that there's going to be danger, but he had kind of stopped himself from making a step away from trusting in God. He is still worried about what may happen, but he has taken the step of not asking for soldiers, trusting that God will protect them. It doesn't necessarily make it easier for him, stress-wise, but he has stepped out in faith that God will protect them. And we will obviously see in the future what happens. But I want to encourage you all to kind of take this idea to heart that I know it's easy to say don't worry. It's a lot harder to actually not worry. But I think that if we can just take that first step of trusting in God, like, maybe let the worry stay there, but don't let the worry control what you do and how you trust in God. Because God will be faithful to you. So if you just make that step knowing that God will be there, even if in the back of your mind you're like, man, this is a bad idea, but you're still making that step and you're being faithful to God, He will honor that. So that's my encouragement, my, I don't know what other word, my word for the week. Take that step and trust in God. Even if you worry, yeah, God will take care of it. Have a great week.